going on, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome to the Brooklyn, New York Invitational. I'm Dan Levinson,
Keep talking.
and I am joined by Justin Carris, and we will be playing. We will be commentating the round one here between Enosh Shachar and Joe Pulkowski. We are setting up momentarily here. And this should be really good practice for a lot of the world's competitors here for today. No?
Yeah, no, his audio for some reason is not working.
Okay.
Desktop audio stopped working. So that should be the game audio.
Hello, how's it going?
No? Okay, mine is? Yeah. It's capture.
I see. It's catching it now. All right. All right, so I think we're back now.
Yep.
I think we are ready to go. We're about to jump into our round one of Swiss for the Liberty Guardian Invitational. And we have two pretty, I want to just say awesome players here. Because if you know them personally, they're both great people. And if you've ever played against them, you've probably shaken a little bit as you picked your moves. Joe Pulkowski, most notably known for his 2012 season, and also for doing pretty great at the mid-season showdowns that we had, which is a mid-tier event that was added just below regional CP. And we also have Enosh here, who I have a little bit of familiarity commentating about, I should say. When he was at the Massachusetts regional that we just had, he played Angel Miranda, and that was an awesome set. You should actually check out the VOD for that on YouTube. But today they're going to be squaring off, and we actually haven't seen these two players match up this season, so they have some interesting teams. What do you think we're going to see?
Yeah, so I mean, for right now, though, as we see Enosh is on screen on your top, he's going to be running a team of Rayquaza, Groudon, Bronzong, Slowbro, Togekiss, and Venusaur. And Joe on the bottom with a team of Yveltal, Kyogre, Manectric, Gengar, Ferrothorn, and Landorus. So I'm really liking the core that Enosh has going here. Venusaur getting that boost with Chlorophyll, and between the Desolate Land from Groudon, and he also has some Trick Room control here as well between Bronzong and Slowbro.
Also, what's really interesting about his team is he has a Togekiss. I'm really excited to see what the Togekiss is actually capable of. We know it gets access to stuff like Follow Me and Tailwind, and it has a pretty annoying ability in Serene Grace. One of the things that I really like about the structure of Enosh's team is he used Slowbro at Nationals and was able to use it to quite some success with Rayquaza being able to knock out Groudon under Airlock. But we're going to see the leads off right here with Enosh's team. We're going to see the Venusaur come out right away. It hasn't Mega Evolved yet, so it's going to be able to have the ability Chlorophyll, possibly carrying a Sleep Powder, which is a really utilizable tool, especially in this format where something like Safety Goggles isn't as common. On Joe's side, we're going to see a lead of Yveltal and Gengar, and Yveltal always offering tons of pressure, has amazing offensive coverage. Dark is such a utilizable neutral stab in this format. Not many things resist it outside of maybe the Xerneas and maybe an occasional Mawile you see, which are pretty much the only two fairy types you're going to run into. I really like Enosh's positioning. If he does have access to Sleep Powder, he is going to really be able to control the tempo of this match right from the beginning. But one of the things I do like about on Joe's side is he might be having the Mega Gengar, and even if you do put these Pokemon to sleep, if you don't make the right prediction, Joe might be able to get a quick KO, maybe having access to something like I wanted to say HP Water, but I don't even think he has as a Kyogre. So
I mean, a lot of people have been using also Hidden Power Ice Gengar, and that's been another thing that's been popular.
On the Mega.
Yes, exactly. And we're going to be seeing Yveltal switch out here on Joe's side. He's going to be bringing out his Kyogre. And I mean, that's a good switch right there because of the countering of the weather now. Now we see Primordial Sea. So any fire attacks that Primal Groudon is going to try and do here is going to be neutralized.
Yeah, I really like this play on Joe's end with the ability to possibly go for an HP Water here. but in the same sense, he might be forgetting about the chlorophyll possible sleep powder. So if he attacked with his Gengar, he might have actually just put himself in a worse position.
Yeah, we're going to see Gengar go and Mega Evolve here. Gengar is going to go for the Protect, probably scouting for a Sleep Powder from Venusaur. Venusaur does go for Sleep Powder, but predicts it correctly. Going to hit Joe's switch in onto that Primal Kyogre.
Yeah, the Protect is really crucial on the Gengar because if the I was going to say if the Precipice Blades came out, it would have been really devastating to lose your Gengar right in the beginning. But we did see the Eruption, and knowing from Massachusetts that Enosh actually likes to favor the special Groudon sets, Joe might have known this and used that knowledge to his advantage. Kyogre being asleep isn't too big of a deal. The Venusaur hasn't Mega Evolved yet, and Gengar has a lot of offensive pressure here with a possible HP Water, which I'm sure Enosh is afraid of. So he might have to be able to call or Protect here, and I'm really just wondering what Joe's going to be able to do to that Venusaur, and he's going to lose his Kyogre if he doesn't play too safe around it.
Yeah, this is going to be a very crucial turn for him, especially with Shadow Tag from Mega Gengar. That's pretty much locking Enosh in right now, so he's going to have to try and figure out a way to keep one of his Pokemon safe, or if anything, try and put the offensive pressure onto Joe. We are going to see Mega Gengar switch out on Joe's side. He's going to be bringing out that Landorus, so dropping the attack slot on both Pokemon going to be pretty useful for that Groudon if it is a physical type. Kyogre also switching out on Joe's side, and he's going to be switching into the Yveltal. So double switch there right there on his part.
Yeah, it was good for him to get rid of the Sun just so he didn't have to worry about the fast Sleep Powder. But Joe is knowing that his Venusaur isn't really, would be unscathed by both the Gengar and the Sleep and Kyogre. It was pretty safe for him to be able to go for a Sleep Powder there. The great part on Joe's end was that he predicted the Precipice Blades, was able to get 2 floaters in there. So he has excellent pressure with Yveltal's possible foul play in the Groudon. And also, as I said, the neutral dark coverage is just great. A lot of people don't even have a resist for it. I know on Enosh's team he has a Togekiss, but it's not on the field right now. So he's just going to be able to start doing half of the HP with just maybe knockoff or foul play or maybe even Oblivion Wing.
Yeah, Groudon is going to be definitely not in a good position right now with both Pokemon out. It's good that he was able to catch the Landorus and make it go to sleep here, but now he has to be worried about that Yveltal here. Landorus, though, is going to be switching out on Joe's side, probably to preserve that Intimidate for later. He'll be switching back out into his Kyogre, so no fire attacks if Groudon tried to get it off because of the ground resist that Yveltal has.
Yeah, Kyogre hasn't burned any turns of sleep either, so that's important to note.
Yeah, Yveltal does go for the substitute here. Sleep Powder, though, catches the sub and goes for that. What was that? Was that
an Eruption?
That was an Eruption, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That was an excellent play on Joe's end. He covered the Eruption target by throwing up the rain. And also going for substitute. I have yet to see a substitute variant Yveltal, but that's awesome. Not only did it work in this situation, but under rain, nothing is going to be able to break that substitute. And depending on how bulky the Yveltal is, especially, maybe even a Sludge Bomb wouldn't break it.
Yeah, Kyogre is going to be switching in here. There's going to be lots of mind games for Enosh to be playing, trying to get around between should he use a ground attack, should he use a fire attack. So going to see that Landorus go and switch right back in. Going to drop it at the Groudon another stage on its attack stat. Groudon also switching out onto Enosh's side. Gonna want to reset that attack that he has, and he's going to be switching into his Togekiss. Snarl, though, here, going to go off onto that Yveltal. Going to hit both Pokemon here. Pretty good considering they're both special types, so they're going to drop their special attack by 1 stage.
Yeah, I really love this set from Joe. The Snarl offers so much control. And we're going to see Grass Knot into the Landorus. Landorus isn't too heavy, but even with the Snarl, it's barely doing 15% to that Landorus. Another thing I noticed was I'm pretty sure that the Gengar had a ridiculous HP stat. So it might be a pretty bulky, not as fast Gengar, so it takes a little bit less damage from stuff like Gyro Ball, and it probably only needs to outspeed certain things because from the look of Joe's team, he's really focused more on the control aspect. Gengar Yveltal, I'm kind of understanding why he led that in the beginning of the match with a sub-Snarl set. You can pretty much just, start switching in Intimidate, Snarl, and just keep your Gengar, and keep them in with Gengar. So, or you force them to switch, and in this metagame, if you have an Yveltal just throwing a foul play or a knockoff, or even Snarl really, just good neutral damage across the team. It's just going to keep lowering all the ability for Enosh to offer offensive pressure.
I mean, the nice thing about Yveltal also is that it tends to have that 4th move that is always kind of a toss-up. You want to abuse the Dark Aura ability that it has, but you also want to have a surprise attack and try and catch your opponent off guard. We do see Landorus switch out on Joe's end. He's going to be switching back into his Mega Gengar, trying to trap both Pokemon here, but Enosh is going to switch out his Venusaur now, going to switch into that Rayquaza. I like that switch because now Rayquaza definitely threatens both Pokemon in a sense, but again, he has to be watching out for the foul play from Yveltal here. Snarl does miss the Rayquaza though, going to be targeting that Togekiss.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crucial because I know that Enosh has like to run Focus Sash variant Rayquazas, so we might actually see that matter a lot.
Yeah,
I have seen a lot of Gengars run Will-O-Wisp, so it might actually offer him a little bit more pressure if he's able to get a Will-O-Wisp off. But as you said, Rayquaza threatens everything. And now with that Tailwind on the field, that switch looked really smart, but now Enosh has all the offensive pressure. A Protect and a Foul Play would be smart, but we don't know that Enosh isn't going to call that.
Yeah, I'm expecting probably a double target here. Potentially maybe a Protect coming from Yveltal, but we haven't seen the whole set, so we don't really know what else Joe has planned here. But I feel that Mega Gengar definitely is pretty threatening here because the poison typing that comes from it definitely be scaring that Togekiss right now.
Yeah, and we might not even know if the Togekiss is faster. As I said, it is a bulkier Gengar, so I don't know that the Togekiss is actually not going to outspeed it in Tailwind. But we have to remember that Togekiss also gets access to Follow Me, so in this situation, he might actually want to just start going for something like Dragon Dance, or I wanted to say Dragon Dance or Swords Dance with a Follow Me, but we're going to see an Extreme Speed to break the substitute.
Yeah, that Gengar just protected here as well. Dazzling Gleam, though, that's going to put a hurting onto that Yveltal. Taking it about a quarter here. And, there's the Disable, though. That's going to stop any more extreme speeds that are happening here. So now Gengar's pretty free here right now.
This is the craziest Yveltal I've ever seen in my life. Disable, Substitute, Snarl, and I'm assuming the last move has to be Foul Play. I feel like that's necessary. But he didn't go for the Foul Play here. He probably went for a Disable to disable a possible Follow Me, just so that way he could prevent Enosh's setup. But as I said, I'm pretty sure that Rayquaza is going to be carrying a Focus Sash, especially since we didn't see Life Orb recoil. And I'm really hoping that Joe can do something smart with his Gengar here because that Rayquaza is free to pretty much KO whatever it wants to.
Yeah, Gengar is going to be switching out here. Going to be switching back into the Landorus. So, again, dropping the attack stages on both Pokemon here. Crucially, that Rayquaza right now. And he's switching and going to be Mega Evolving that Rayquaza now. So he'll be having the the heavy winds.
Delta Stream.
Yes.
Yeah, strong
Delta
winds.
Stream. Very strong winds.
Gales. Knock you over if you're, wearing baggy clothing.
Yes. Got to keep those baggy clothing right on you. But
I like to wear tight clothing.
Yeah,
Expose
tight.
my figure.
Oh.
Especially on the dance floor. We're going to see a Dragon Ascent.
Yeah, Dragon
From an
Ascent.
intimidated Rayquaza without Life Orb. Actually probably won't be able to knock out this Landorus here.
Yeah, huge amount of damage though onto it, taking it right down to about a quarter there.
Yeah, Landorus just doesn't have the bulk it used to.
Yeah, but Dazzling Gleam though, that's going to be protecting that Yveltal though, then that should be taking out Landorus.
It did not get out either.
Wow.
And that actually makes me assume that it might be a Soulfest.
Yeah.
How many Snarls did the Togekiss get? I want to say 1 or 2.
Yeah, I would say 2.
If it's 2, then it's not a Soulfest.
Probably
But if it's
why.
1, I think it might be a Soulfest. We'll see though.
Yeah.
Landorus hasn't really done anything except stay asleep and drop Intimidates. I don't really understand how Landorus is intimidating if it's asleep. I think it's only burned like 1 turn of sleep anyway.
Yeah.
But did we see a Protect from the Yveltal?
Yeah, it did protect this
So
turn.
it did protect, so it literally only has Snarl as an attacking move, which is weak to Wide Guard, so that might be interesting information for maybe not Enosh, but whoever
Future
Joe's
opponents.
next opponent
Yeah.
is. That's one of the things about being on stream is you expose a little bit of information.
Yep. Every
But
turn, people find out more about your team.
I'm pretty sure Joe wants to keep this Landorus alive, though, because if you notice, we only have 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in this match, and if the they both have 4 Pokemon, so they've been going down the timer almost. I want to say almost every other turn because it hasn't been every turn, but it's been a slow match.
Yeah, I mean, even that Landorus, though, is going to be the one threatening the Groudon right now. But Dragon Ascent is going to be targeting that Yveltal here.
Did nothing.
Yeah. I was like maybe like not even half. Like
No,
maybe like about a third there. Dazzling Gleam, though, going to go off here. Going to finally take out that Landorus.
This is the last turn of Tailwind, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to do some chip damage there onto that Yveltal, but that's because of the 2 Snarls that went off before.
Yeah, and with the leftovers, it's going to get to the point where it's getting more HP back than you expect. And then, as you see, the Dragon Ascent drops special defense for the Rayquaza, so the Snarl doing a lot more damage. What really is important now is what Joe brings in. He still has his Gengar preserved, and now that the Tailwind is out, he's going to be able to bring Gengar in and go for a possible Sludge Bomb. right into that Togekiss. He did lose his Intimidator, and I'm pretty sure the Yveltal will get knocked out by another Dragon Ascent. So he has to play a little bit careful with that. Might want to actually switch it out. But I really want to see what he does with this Gengar. We don't even know that Togekiss carries Protect, so he might just be able to get a KO onto the Togekiss and possibly protect Yveltal or maybe switch it into Kyogre.
I mean, right now, though, the best thing to do is to just protect that Yveltal and just Sludge Bomb the Rayquaza. Even if Togekiss goes for a Follow Me here, it's going to probably get taken out.
You
or
don't want the Tailwind going back up, though.
Oh,
and that's what I think Joe's worried about, because he doesn't want he doesn't want Enosh to have that faster Dragon Ascent pressure and the ability to knock out his Gengar. Because right now all he needs to do is knock out 2 Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's going to go to time.
Yeah, well, we do see that Yveltal do go for the Protect here. Sludge Bomb Taunt going onto the Togekiss there. And it looks like Rayquaza targeted that Yveltal.
Now, that was a fantastic play on Joe's end, because what he did was he basically left the Togekiss there useless. Only thing he can do is Dazzling Gleam. And now that it's slower, it's just going to get snarled. So he called the Protect from the Rayquaza, right? So I'm pretty sure what he's going to be able to do is go for a Sludge Bomb into the Rayquaza, knock it out, and then possibly set up another substitute with his Yveltal. I think that's a smart play. At this point, the substitute won't even get broken by the Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, I mean, Yveltal just throwing the pressure with the Snarls here right now. I think Enosh is just trying to go for time here, because eventually he'll be able to just target that Yveltal and take it out.
He might not have protected last turn, unless that was a double protect. So my mistake on that end.
Yeah.
It's really a timer match right now.
Yep. We do see Yveltal go for the sub again. Dazzling Gleam, though, going to take some chip damage onto that Mega Gengar, but because of all the Snarls that have been happening this past game, can't really do anything here.
I'm almost positive that he protected last turn, because then he did attack with the Gengar into the Rayquaza, so maybe Enosh just did a double protect. But it is about to go to time, and I'm pretty sure unless he's able to pull a double knockout here, and I think he'd have to go for a Snarl and maybe hopefully get the better damage roll, and knock out the Togekiss too. Actually, no, here's what you do. If you can knock out the Togekiss with a Sludge Bomb, then the Snarl's single target, and it'll knock out the Rayquaza, and then he just double protects next turn and wins.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's what the entire game is coming down to right now, because Enosh is in the lead by 1 Pokemon. And Joe really needs to put the pressure and try and take out something here. But Yveltal does go for the Protect here right now on Joe's side. Sludge Bomb, though, going to be targeting that Rayquaza. Should be taking it out because of those Dragon Ascent drops here.
Yeah, fantastic play.
Yeah. And we're going to see probably another Dazzling Gleam here from Togekiss. No, we do go for the Air Slash here. That's going to do some chip damage onto the Gengar, but because there are all those Snarls again, not much being done happening.
Yeah, and now this is really awkward because the Groudon comes in, and it's not intimidated anymore, so it'll pick up the knockout on the Gengar, and Yveltal can't actually pick up a knockout onto the Groudon either. So I think what he has to do is go for a Snarl and a Protect, but he needs to use that Gengar's offense. I'm pretty sure Enosh can just double protect here, or just protect the Groudon, and he'd be fine, but he'd want to get the damage off.
Yeah, I mean, we even just saw the taunt wear off onto that Togekiss now, so it could go ahead and redirect anything if it wants.
Alright, so this is actually what it comes down to. Does he switch Yveltal and go for a Hidden Power Water? I think that's actually what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because all he needs to do is get a KO. So if he can Sludge Bomb KO the Togekiss, he wins. But the Gengar, the Groudon offers
gonna take it
pressure,
out.
so it's all pretty much in Enosh's hands of whether he goes. It's a 50-50, really.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at this point also, even if they both kept the number of Pokemon that they have right now, Joe's going to lose because of the HP left that he has on that Yveltal.
So he knows that he has to get a knockout here. Yeah. And the Togekiss is taunted, so I think it is safer to just go for the Togekiss.
Taunt just wore off right now, last turn.
Yeah, all right. So he goes for Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, Sludge Bomb going to be going on to that Togekiss.
And if he gets this, he gets poison.
Does get the poison, though.
Let's see if the Snarl knocks it out.
And
it's a Citrus. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Nope, Lumberry.
I'm pretty sure that Joe's gonna
Lumberry wears off onto the poison. And then... Okay.
It was the Lumberry.
Yeah.
All right, so we're actually going in 20 minutes here.
Yeah.
So it's, I
so
think
at
that
40.
Joe might. I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have 20 minutes. My bad. That kind of changes the dynamic of this match now.
So we still have 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah.
And Tailwind going off here now.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate because I mean the Kyogre's at almost full health, so it might be able to wake up and get off maybe an Origin Pulse, and that'd be a big idea, big idea, big deal. I meant to say deal. So we'll see, but we have another 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. It's all gonna come down to how Enosh uses this Groudon.
Yeah, Kyogre coming in now, gonna bring out that Primordial Sea, and now because of the Tailwind off on Enosh's side, definitely gonna be having control for right now.
Yeah, the Tailwind is important. Also, having Lumberry is pretty great. That Sludge Bomb wasn't able to get the knockout. I do like the idea of just protecting and snarling here because you get the Togekiss off the field. But, I mean, you never know if Kyogre's going to wake up. So he actually switches out the Groudon here.
Yeah, Groudon switching out, going to bring in that Venusaur, so it's going to be able to absorb those water attacks nicely. Dazzling Gleam, though, going to target both Pokemon here. I don't think it would break the Yveltal because of all the snarls.
It already has taken one.
Okay, it did take one before.
So.
Okay, so Substitute gets broken here on Yveltal's side, and Yveltal going to go for that Snarl here. Going to be enough.
Wake up and go for Ice Beam.
Yeah, going to be enough to take out the Togekiss, though. Does Kyogre wake up here?
We'll see because it's still not over.
Yeah, Kyogre going to be fast asleep
He's
here,
still asleep.
and now Groudon's going to come in and take control of the weather.
Yeah, that's a problem because now he has the ability to go for Sleep Powder.
Yep.
Also, this Venusaur hasn't Mega'd. He Mega'd the Rayquaza instead.
Yeah, so...
I wondered why he wasn't doing that, so...
Yeah, probably...
It does lose its defensive abilities.
Yeah, but now Venusaur is going to be able to keep that Chlorophyll ability, so it'll be on the offensive right now.
Yeah, I really think it's in Enosh's best interest to target down the Kyogre here. It might make sense to go for like a Sleep Powder onto the Yveltal, but I would want to call the Protect and just get the Kyogre off the field.
Yep.
That's the last thing that's giving him comeback ability.
Yeah, and there we go. Venusaur is going to target that Kyogre with Grass Knot. Going to do a good chunk damage here. Probably going to go for the Eruption here. Trying to catch that Yveltal with the Eruption, and it's going to do a good amount of damage. You know, full HP. You got your same type attack boost, and you got the Sun. So Kyogre going to be going down here. Yveltal going to be recovering a little bit with those leftovers.
All of those sleep turns actually really stacked up. And also the Groudon didn't take a Snarl earlier, and it does a good like little chunk to Groudon. So that Eruption damage is actually important. Tailwind was still up, so the Groudon would be, I wanted to say would be going first, but the Kyogre just probably went for Protect there.
Yep.
So we're going to see Grass Knot go right into the Kyogre, pick up the knockout, and Eruption will pick up the KO onto holy cow.
Yeah, 2 HP there, but Eruption is going to take out Kyogre and will be enough to take out the Yveltal as well. So game 1 going to go to Enosh Shachar.
Yeah, that was definitely well played by Enosh. I think in the end game most specifically, I do really think that Gengar possibly going for an HP Water would have been good, but because he didn't, he might either be saving that for later in the set, or he might not have it.
Yep. You know, going into game 2 now, I thought both sides played it really well. You know, Joe definitely had the advantage in the beginning, but Enosh definitely made that comeback there.
Yeah, definitely. I really do think that the defensive capabilities of both of these teams is pretty impressive. Defensiveness is something we don't really see a lot of in this format, but Joe's really well known for his ability to play a control game. And Enosh, usually somebody that goes for lots of reads and makes really smart like predictions.
Yeah.
So,
Joe got him on the reads though. That was really nice.
Yeah, I felt like Joe was kind of, you know, utilizing his team's synergy to combat what Enosh was doing, and he was kind of on the back burner. He was backpedaling from the beginning of the match just because of the Sleep Powder pressure. So I'd like to see how Joe adjusts with the Sleep Powder this match. I'm
curious if Enosh is going to try and bring in Bronzong now that he knows that Yveltal doesn't even carry a big attack type Dark Attack, because, you know, usually you're going to see a knockoff or foul play, or Dark Pulse, but all we're seeing right now is Snarl. So perhaps he might switch in and test out the Bronzong, but honestly, I like Enosh's core right now. I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't matter to me if he decided to keep that.
So one of the things that when you're playing with a Kyogre team that doesn't have Groudon, is people, or I want to say when you're playing a Kyogre team that doesn't have Skill Swap. We don't know that he doesn't have Skill Swap, but he wasn't using it. One of the things that's really essential to the matchup is getting your Kyogre in last, because in the sun, Groudon wins if it hits its attacks, but it should win the match 1v1 against the Kyogre. So you need to be really smart about how well you let your opponent control the weather. So I'd like to see Joe do a little bit better job doing that. He kind of left himself vulnerable with the Gengar at the end of the game.
I mean, I did like the Mega Gengar, though, because the whole thing is this whole battle right now is all involving the weather, and if he's able to get the control with that right now, then that's going to be the best way for him to take the battle with the weather. Yeah,
I really do like the structure of Enosh's team. I feel like it has so much defense right now. I'd like to see how he fares against Xerneas in the future. He has 3 Xerneas resists. But I mean, that's a later date. I always feel like teams that have so many Xerneas counters, or that don't really carry like Thundurus or a Smeargle with Crafty Shield, are like just weak to Smeargle essentially.
Yeah, I mean the whole a lot of teams right now, they're all like, I remember Kamal Harris, he tweeted about like all the counters that all the Japanese players had for countering Smeargle, and it was either a Lumberry or a Taunt or Safeguard, and you know, a lot of that is increasing right now, and you know, with the Worlds coming up, a lot of players are trying to get into that mode where you need to have like a couple counters for Smeargle.
Yeah, a couple, more like as many as you can fit into your team. Just to recap, in case Joe doesn't know, anybody doesn't know,
That's what I was
Joseph Pulkowski's team right now is actually Yveltal, Kyogre, Manectric, Gengar, Ferrothorn, and Landorus. Very similar to the teams. I want to say that there was a team that got first at a national, or second at a national, and eighth. It was the same team. I'm pretty sure there was a Kangaskhan over Gengar. But also similar to the team that Chris Danzo used in top 8 of Massachusetts. If you want, you should also check out his top 8 set against Ashton. Probably one of the most RNG lucky games I've ever seen in my life. Very entertaining stuff. So.
Yeah, and we are jumping right into game 2 here, round 1 Swiss. We're going to be seeing Enosh leading with Rayquaza. Bronzong, see, he switched over. You know, now that he found out Yveltal's moveset, he feels a lot more safer to bring in that Bronzong.
You're exactly right.
While Joe brings in his Yveltal Kyogre lead.
Yeah, now one of the things I really like about this position is for Enosh, he isn't really threatened by the Snarl here because those are both two likely physical attackers. And he has the ability to switch in Groudon. It's knowing that it doesn't carry Foul Play is huge because Foul Play is the reason Groudon fears Yveltal. And it's nice that I like Joe's set because in the rain you can't really get touched by Groudon. But not having Foul Play kind of takes away the threatening nature of Yveltal.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why Enosh decided, like, you know, got to switch it up a little bit now that I know that his only attacking move on Yveltal is Snarl. That's the only way to really take out Bronzong, and, you know, you're usually afraid of knockoff and Foul Play, and he's not carrying either.
Yeah, that's the real big thing. A lot of people use Intimidate, too, to kind of prevent the Bronzong from going down so quickly, but I'm pretty sure that Enosh doesn't even have it.
Yeah, Enosh is going to be switching, though. His Yveltal going to bring in that Groudon, going to once again try and counter the weather here with his Desolate Land. Yeah,
what I'm actually really predicting him to do right now is go for a Trick Room and start going for Gravity Blades.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the best set to do right now that he gets the offensive pressure here. But we're going to have to see if Joe kind of read that or not. And Joe did read it. He is going to switch out that Kyogre now, bring in his Landorus, going to be threatening that any potential P-Blades that are coming out this next turn from Groudon.
Yeah, also he could probably just go for a substitute here, or Snarl just to get some damage off. Groudon again dodging the Snarl. Maybe he's wearing earmuffs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zog.
Yeah, who knows, but we do see the Bronzong go for the Trick Room here right now.
Yeah, and now there's some interesting things that happen because of the Trick Room here. If Bronzong does actually choose to go for something like Gravity, it puts Joe in a bad spot because he can't Earthquake into his own Yveltal. But it also, I mean, like, it's an unintimidated Landorus, and a lot of them like to carry Choice Band, so it could do a hefty amount of damage to the Groudon. And the Groudon is intimidated, so the a Gravity P-Blades won't actually get a knockout. He has to be wary of a possible Eruption.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. The Snarl didn't even hit the Groudon with this, so now Eruption is still at the same base power, and he's going to do a good amount of damage unless he predicts and goes with a skill swap to reset the weather in case Kyogre does switch in on Joe's side.
A lot of people don't run skill swap when they're just running Bronzong and Groudon simply because of Gravity P-Blades, and they like to use stuff like Hypnosis or even like Protect or Safeguard. So I'd be really intrigued by a skill swap play here. He might also go for a switch into his Rayquaza, just to call the Kyogre switch and to possibly get damage off. I don't know that the Eruption would KO the Landorus with Airlock, so that's going to be important. Also, we don't know what speed the Groudon and the Landorus are at, so usually you'd expect it to outspeed. But
yeah, we do see the Gravity go off here on Enosh's side, and while we see the Gravity, so now both Yveltal and Landorus could get targeted by ground attacks. Groudon does go for a Story Dance here, so he was probably predicting a switch on Joe's part, but Joe is like, no, I'm going straight for it. No U-turn, though. Going to hit to that Bronzong, though, so he's going to miss out on a knockout onto that Groudon.
That was a weird play, in my opinion. Not that it was wrong or anything. I just felt like he was threatened by Eruption, so you either have to switch out to Kyogre first, or if you're not worried that he's going to go for an Eruption, you just go right for the Earthquake.
Yeah, Kyogre is switching in now, bringing on that Primordial Sea, and Yveltal is going to go for a Snarl again. So that should be taking out the Bronzong here, and Groudon taking some chip damage there.
Yeah, now what's going to be really important right now is Joe's Kyogre slower?
Yes.
I would think it is.
I mean,
I have a strong
looking at Joe's team, I mean, does he even have a potential
Trick Room mode
yeah.
that we know of?
Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see. And I mean, I don't know, it's still going to be a really close battle, and if it's even going to be able to take a Swords Dance P-Blade.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I do think that, I mean, a lot of people don't run fast Kyogre, and a lot of people that run Eruption on Groudon tend to have faster Groudons. So I have a suspicion that Kyogre is going to be faster. If it gets off something like a Water Spout and Origin Pulse, it'd be pretty big.
Yep. While Togekiss is going to come in, it's going to be able to redirect any damage that's going to be going off here right now. But Yveltal is going to switch out, though.
Any single target.
Yeah. And we'll be switching back into that Landorus. So, going to drop that Swords Dance now. It's only going to be at a +1.
Neutral. It's been intimidated already.
Yeah.
So, that's important because now the Kyogre can pretty handily take the whatever comes its way. But as I said, Serene Grace can be really annoying. So.
Yep. And Air Slash is going to be able to hit because of that gravity as well. Precipice Blades, it's going to hit both Pokemon, but Kyogre gets the flinch here from Air Slash, so no water attacks happening here right now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. He can still get doubled down again. Did we see the flinch first? We saw a flinch before the ground.
Yeah, we saw the flinch.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's kind of like utilizing, it's kind of like an after you effect with the flinch, except, you know, you can use it on stuff outside of Tailwind too, and it does damage. So, I mean, it's a 60% chance to go for an after you, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it here, and Enosh needs that if he wants to win this game right now.
Yeah, I really would like to see Enosh, you know, just go for it. Go for broke here. Go for the Precipice Blaze. Flinch with Air Slash again. But he is risking a lot by doing that. If the Groudon does take an Origin Pulse or a Water Spout or Scald, he loses a lot of his offense, especially against that Landorus.
I mean, the nice thing here is that gravity is up, though, so Kyogre is going to be taken out here. But, I mean, the flinch, though, like you said, the flinch we saw, looks like possibly
I'm pretty sure the Kyogre goes first.
Yeah,
so
okay.
The Togekiss goes first,
yeah.
possibly gets a flinch.
Yeah.
The odds of it flinching this turn, you had a 60% chance last turn, so what is it? It's like 36% chance to flinch.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty high right now. Joe's gonna need to get.
Chance.
Yeah, Joe's gonna need to get lucky here. Landorus though is gonna be switching out here again, trying to preserve that and intimidate. Yveltal is gonna come back out now. Bring out that Dark Aura. Another Dazzling Gleam, though. He called the switch, Enosh, and catches Yveltal. Going to take it right down into half there.
No, the
Groudon goes first now.
Either the Groudon went first last turn, or it was a speed tie.
I think it's speed tie.
Maybe it was a speed tie.
Because because Togekiss flinched the Kyogre, and then it got the Precipice Blades off. So,
I know, that's what I thought I saw.
It's speed tie.
So it's a speed tie, really?
Yeah, speed tie.
No way.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
What speeds are they at? Because I'm looking at their natures and I'm confused.
I mean, you can still mess around with speeds even with the natures like that.
I'm gonna ask the chat. Hey, chat. Did Groudon go second the first time? I don't know why this is hard.
Well, in the meantime, both Landorus and Gengar are switching in right now. Intimidate dropping on both Pokemon. And I believe, I mean, Trick Room is still up. Maybe this is possibly the last turn, I think.
Maybe. We'll see. Gengar can't really do much because if it Mega Evolves, it's susceptible to Earthquake.
Yeah.
Actually, it can't do anything anyway because he can't go for Earthquake because gravity.
Yep. He's going to have to...
Unless he double protects.
Yeah, he needs to go in the head and get that Protect here, trying to outlast. But the Tailwind going off for Togekiss right now.
Smart.
Yeah.
So even if the Groudon's going to get the KO here.
Yep, regardless. Yeah, there's the Eruption going off, and this looks like Enosh's game as well.
Yeah, wow, really well played by Enosh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see his future rounds. This team is really interesting.
Yeah.
And he's played really smart, utilizing the 60% flinch chance, but I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
Kyogre was always faster than Don, so thank you, John Hu.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And we see Enosh take this next game, and he'll be moving on with a 1-0 record. I really like the Enosh team. I know he's been practicing it for a couple weeks now, and got a couple cool tricks, so hope to see him on later today.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Joe go a little bit further.
Yeah.
I felt like he had those games in his control, and Enosh just made one solid play to turn him around.
Yep, and we will be right back with our next round of Swiss. Stay tuned, guys.